Hello everyone, it's Beck here from Hello, my name is Beck, popping in today to show you a happy mail that I created using my Cricut. It's a pop-out heart flipbook. It's not a tutorial, but you could actually easily replicate the shape that I have used as a template. So my Cricut is going to show you in a second the cutting out of all of these hearts. Each heart has a tab on the left hand side, and I just designed this using my Cricut. They have shapes that you can use, so all I did was I created a heart shape on the Cricut. It's like their desktop, and then I added a rectangle to the side of the heart just to create the flap. So that was my Cricut just doing one. And so then I think I've made 16 of the hearts with the flap, and then I made 2 without the flap, so that could be the front and back of the flipbook. Was it 16? No, it was 12. Hang on. Yeah, it was 12 hearts, and then another 2, so 14 in total, cut out from Paige Evans' Horizon paper pad that I was gifted by Jeannie in Perth. So she gifted that for, I think it was Christmas, and so I've been waiting for a special project to use it. I have then scored each of the rectangles down the side of the heart so that they act as tabs to keep the hearts together. So you can see here that I'm playing with the tabs. Now, when I went to put this together, I could see that the heart without the tab down the side was more rounded. It was like a really nice rounded heart that obviously the Cricut template does. So you can see here I had an overlapping side. So I've taken my scissors and then cut each of the rounded sections off, so it makes the straight of the heart more straight, basically. And so I did that with every single one, and I've edited that out for you so that you didn't have to see all of me cutting more of a straight edge on each of the hearts. So I'm playing here with the different patterns and putting them together with the pages that I think that they look good with, because obviously it's a collection of papers. It was easy to put them together. You know, you could have gone with any of the examples together. I tried not to put too much of the overwhelming white together, but I think I ended up with like 3 whites together in one of them. I'm not sure. So I'm just placing 4 hearts together, which becomes one opening up page, and then I've got another 4 hearts and another 4 hearts together, so they all open up as one flipbook page, I guess. And so the jump there in the video is after I have sewn every single heart all the way around. So that took me quite some time, but at the time of making this mail I had no mojo, so it was quite easy for me to sit and sew 14 hearts all the way around because it was giving me something to do. And so all I do now is use double-sided tape, and because the flaps are not as wide as my double-sided tape, I had to then cut the double-sided tape in half, but I wanted to use this double-sided tape because I find it stronger than all of my other tapes. So yeah, I use this one specifically to cut it in half. I do have other tapes that are probably thinner, but I really wanted to make sure that the flaps were stuck well with making sure that they could stay, because this was the only method of me managing to put this flipbook together, so they had to be permanent, they have to stay well. So then what I'm doing is I'm folding in half 2 of the hearts, and that's the side of the page. So I made sure to fold them in half, and they are in a mountain fold, so that the pattern of the paper is in the mountain. So you can see here that I'm starting to put the first flip out page or pop out page together. And so I'm placing the heart down and then pushing that flap onto the next heart and working my way round the circle so that it works together as one whole mechanism, I guess, because each of the folded hearts is folding into the full heart. This is so confusing to explain. So you see there the 2 hearts in the center fold into each other, and then I'm lining it up so that, and I think I do have to trim the hearts occasionally just to make sure that they are lining up, and I'm able to then make sure that the flap actually does come all the way over and make sure it sticks to the next page. So there you go, you can see the mechanism of the pop out heart. And so what I do then is I take the other 2 sets of 4 and create the next set of pages. So I'd say that that's 1 pop out heart, and then I take the next set, and I did go with all whites on this one because it was nice and bright. Fold those in half as a mountain fold. I think I do show this again just so that you guys know what I'm doing with the folding of the hearts, and then I pop them all together. So that's all 3 of the pop out hearts done, and then I need to connect all of them together as one whole flipbook. So this takes a lot of double-sided tape, because obviously the mechanisms are quite sturdy. Like, I've used a nice sturdy paper, so they're quite sturdy, and I didn't want them to fall apart in the mail. I wanted to make sure that they last for a while, and so I have used loads of double-sided tape to make sure that they work together. So it's literally a case of lining up the hearts and making sure to stick them down. And I think, I'm just trying to think, I do work out a better system than what I'm currently doing. I actually do make sure that the tape is used in the same way that I normally do when I'm sticking something down. I turn it out at the sides, and then I can peel it once it's in place. So yeah, I do work it out to be better than this first time of sticking the hearts together, because you can see I'm randomly picking up different bits of double-sided tape. And I think I do have to add more tape when I see them together, and sometimes I do have to trim because the hearts, I haven't placed them in the right place. So next set I do, and I think this is where I start working out that I can do it in a better way. But it's still a lot of double-sided tape in order to get this done, to make sure it stays for the recipient. Now this mail went to Kathleen Wilson. She is in the Happy Mailers group. The reason I have sent her this beautiful pop-out heart book is she sent me an Easter Happy Mail recently, and I wanted to send her something, and she sent so many people Easter Happy Mails that I wanted to make her something special to say thank you for being an amazing part of the Happy Mailer group and making so many other people's days. And yeah, the amount of Happy Mail she sent recently is amazing. It's almost like she went on an Easter kick. So yeah, I wanted to make her something special so that it made her, or gave her, some joy. And yeah, I think it did. She's just currently gone into a lockdown. Here in Australia, Victoria have gone into, I think it's a 7-day lockdown or a 10-day lockdown. So she's going to be homeschooling for a little bit, and she's in the middle of a kitchen renovation, so it's going to be even worse for her. Which is, and I very much doubt that the kitchen's going to carry on getting done. Depending, it might be her husband that's doing it, so that might be nice because he'll be at home to be able to carry it on. So isn't that bad of me, the fact that I said it might be her husband, whereas it might actually be Kathleen that's doing it. She might be the DIY woman of the house. I think we are very capable as women, seeing as we're all crafters. We could definitely do this. Now, so what I'm doing here is, you can see, like I said, I get better at it. I start placing it down and then having the flaps of the double-sided tape out, so it meant that I can just pull out the straps. So that was easy for me to do, and what I'm doing here is I'm placing the front cover of the mail onto the last heart. Oh, and I realise here that my closure should have gone in. So that's why you can see me peeling it up, because I realise I need a closure to make sure that the hearts stay together and don't pop up. So yeah, the mail came together so well. I absolutely love how this turned out. I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. It's probably going to be a one-off. I'm not going to manage to do more. Like I said, I was my mojo was kind of lacking. I went through this little spot that I wasn't feeling it, so I decided to copy this mail. This is this flipbook is actually from Paige Evans. It's on her Instagram. She actually uses it like as a photo album, I think, but I decided to work out how she made it, and then make one myself. And it was nice because I had the Cricut. You guys could actually make it with without a Cricut if you wanted to. All you'd have to do is do a template and then follow the template and make it. You could, if you wanted to, just do 2 pop-outs. You don't have to do the 3 that I've done, or you could even make more if you wanted to. So you just make out however many hearts you need for your mail, and you don't have to sew around each one as well. It was just for me to make it look pretty, that's all, because the sewing effectively doesn't hold it together. So I think here's where I trim around the heart, because I didn't have it lined up evenly, so just make sure to trim around so it didn't have that white edge. And then just testing out my closure to make sure that it looks good. And then I'm just going to trim off the excess ribbon here on either side, doing a nice ribbon edge, and ta-da, there you go, that's the mail. So if you want to just leave me here, you can, to go off and make your own. But now is the decorating part. Now, when I say decorating part, it's not really decorating of this mail, because like I said, I had absolutely no mojo. All I did on this mail, which you could do so much more, all I did with this mail is add goodies. Like I said, no mojo, no decorating, but then with Paige Evans papers, you don't really need the decoration. Well, that's what I'm telling myself now. So I'm just trimming around, making sure that there are no white edges. And so I have this set of Rosie Studios. They are like enamel flowers, like the big pop-out enamel flowers. I love the colours of them, and I thought it really matched with the papers that I was using. So what I did there is, because the acetate sheet was rectangular, I went round with my scissors and cut around it so that it would fit into the heart. And then I even cut into the acetate where you can see there, so that I cut that V out so it became more of a heart, and then the ribbon would still act as the closure, which was good. Then what I do is I come in with some really colourful wax seals. So like I said, there is no decoration to this mail, it's just my goodies. So yeah, the goodies are the decoration. But I tried to make them colourful goodies to stand out. So then I turn it around, and because one of the things that I didn't want to do is decorate the pages that actually fold in. You definitely could, even if you wanted to actually just make one of the pop-out pages. Then what you could do is actually decorate all 4 of the hearts. That would be cool. That would be a simpler version of this mail. So then all you'd have to do is 6 hearts, which is, yeah, a lot easier than 14. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the process of this mail. I love how it turned out, even though I had no mojo. I don't know about you guys, what do you do when you have no mojo? When I have no mojo, I copy other people's mails and I keep crafting. So yeah, I don't know why I do that, because sometimes I do feel like I need to go and sit on a sofa somewhere and just watch a movie. A lot of the times, well, throughout this whole process, I took lots of breaks. So a lot of this footage is sort of all different pieces put together, because I did have lots of breaks. I went out and popped into the garden, or I would go out into the living room and find where the cats were, and because it's kind of that restless feeling when you've got no mojo. I don't know. You'll have to message me in the comments below and let me know whether you are the same. So I'm using some paper clips as another set of goodies, and I'm popping that in one of the glassine bags that I have received recently, and I can't remember who sent me the bags, but somebody did. And then I'm using just some washi tape just to stick that down, and that acts as another goodie but also another decoration. It's not really a nice decoration. I should have probably put something on the glassine bag to make it a touch prettier, like maybe a butterfly or like a colourful rainbow. That probably would have been wise now that I'm watching this back and I actually have mojo back. Yeah, so, but like I said, didn't happen because I wasn't in the right frame of mind. So, but yes, you'll have to let me know. Do you carry on crafting if you're not in the right frame of mind, or do you stop? For me, it's that I can't stop because I have, or what I feel is I have commitments, even though I don't. Like, nobody's pressuring me to make people's mails, but I feel like I have personal commitments. I've made commitment to myself to make all these people mail, like reply to people that have sent me something beautiful and joyful. Yeah, I don't know. You have to let me know. It's my own self-commitment that I'm having to carry on making mail. Not having to, but it's my own pressure that I'm doing. So here we have pick your mix stickers that I have heaps of because I absolutely adore them. Rumi does an amazing job of Happy Mail stickers, so I wanted to share some with Kathleen. And you can see down in the right hand corner there, I'm just piling up a few of my favourite stickers that I've purchased recently. And yep, I'm just going to pop those into a plastic bag and then stick that down. Now I think I even use a plastic bag that I then cut the sides down of one of Arumi's pink candy stripe, her backing of her bag. I don't know what you would call it. And then I popped that into the little plastic sleeve that I had, and then I found out that I had to then even bend the base of Arumi's bag down so that I can get it onto the heart page. You can see here I'm like so then I have to shake all the stickers up and then fold the base of the bag, which is where Arumi's details are, like her, I think it's her Instagram on there. So yep, and I really like sending those as goodies. And then what's the next thing? I'm pointing out, I think it's the letter. I wanted to include a letter for Kathleen, so I'm just taking letter writing paper and making sure to fold it before putting it down or placing it down. So I'm folding it, and then I use a belly band to secure the letter paper in place. I was debating on actually sticking one of the sides down so that the letter actually folded out with the actual heart, but I realized that was actually quite hard to do. It would have been very hard to even read as well if you were trying to read the letter. And I think I actually ended up doing a couple of pages. I think I did another page on top of the one that I've put there. So yeah, it was good to have a belly band. So that's the pad that I received from Jeannie on the right hand side, and you can see all the hearts that I've cut out. So I've kept all of the leftover pieces, so I'm sure I'll be able to use those as scraps and die cuts and little envelopes and things. So just using a one of the, I think it was one of the top pieces of the papers, to, you know, those top bits that you get on each of the papers to create the belly band. And then I'm just coming in with a marker, black marker, and writing letter. It didn't come very black on that paper. I'm guessing there must be a sheen on it that was making it not go very well. And here's where I decide to turn all the wax seals that have a direction around the other way, because I felt that the mail, and I think it actually works out that they would be upside down now that I've made this the front of the mail. But anyway, it kind of worked. Now guys, it's coming to the end of the video, so I will love you and leave you. Have a wonderful crafty day, and leave me a comment if you like it. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, because I do really cool videos, and I will see you in the next one. Take care everyone. Oh, and I have to let you know, this is how I sent it in the mail. So I've covered up her address there with washi tape, and I've put Arumi's address label on the front with the basket, and I think the label, the little tiny label, says "for you" underneath. So cool. Anyway, it reached her, it got to her in pristine condition, didn't break the box. It's a Ferrero Rocher box, by the way. Alright, take care everyone, lots of love, bye!